So I got a lot of Bud Light content coming to you guys over the next couple of days because it just keeps ramping up. There is so much going on so quickly. It's hard to keep up with it. Even at the level of which I put out videos like 3 times a day, it's still hard to keep up with it. This video, we're going to be talking about the CEO who just recently had an earnings. And in that earnings call, they apparently think that only a 1% drop in global sales volume has happened, and how that's not a big deal for Bud Light, or for what the CEO of Anheuser-Busch, what they're saying, it's not a big deal to them. And even though they just admitted they can't see the full ramifications of this boycott simply because it's too soon, and the way that they keep track of sales, they're not going to keep track of that often, to the point where they're going to announce it every week, the amount of dropping that's happening. But you can kind of see across the board what's happening throughout the entire country. Obviously, things are just going to hell for Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch in general. So let's get into the article, guys. This one comes to us from Insider. Of course, before we do, consider giving this video a like to help push us out into the YouTube algorithm, with Dylan Mulvaney's amazing face right here that he paid so much money to fix. So it says, what boycott? Bud Light controversy led to only a 1% drop in global sales volume, the CEO says. Now, of course, this is coming from Insider, so they're going to be a little bit leaning towards a certain political side here. Anheuser-Busch's global CEO, Michael Ducaris, discussed the impact of the recent Bud Light backlash. The brand was criticized by conservatives last month for a promo with a transgender influencer. Why would you not name this person? Ducaris said the drop in Bud Light sales represented only 1% of the company's global sales volume. Now, here's the thing when it comes to a boycott, all right? One of the things I want to mention is that, quite simply, Anheuser-Busch is just such a big company, okay? To take down a company of this magnitude and size is not something that's going to happen overnight. Obviously, you can see a big hit on the American side of things for this company. That's without a doubt. We've done multiple videos on it. We've done multiple different articles that we've read on it. But in terms of the global impact that this company has, this is a global company. So, of course, they're not going to see that much money lost in comparison globally. But in terms of the West, yes, they're going to see more of a difference, because that's where the boycott is primarily happening. Now, don't get me twisted. 1% global sales volume over just a couple of weeks, that's a pretty big hit. 1% of global sales is a lot of money for them to lose simply for putting Dylan Mulvaney on a can. And the funny thing is, I guarantee you the amount of money they pay this asshole is nowhere near the amount of money that they lost. So they had to pay Dylan Mulvaney for this sponsored post, and he ended up losing them fucking millions. It's insane. Not only that, they lost $5 billion in market value. So this article says Anheuser-Busch's CEO, Michael Ducaris, briefly discussed the impact of Bud Light's promotion with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney last month, which was promptly met with backlash that led to a lag in Bud Light sales. That's a nice way of putting it. On the company's May earnings call, Ducaris said the beer brand dip in sales in the 3 weeks following the onset of the backlash represented roughly 1% of the company's global sales volume during that time. He added, it is still too early to have a full view of the impact of the promotion on Bud Light beer sales. Now, here's the thing. 1% of your global sales in only 3 weeks, in my opinion, is a lot to lose in 3 weeks. Because imagine what would happen if the boycott continues for another 3 weeks, and then another 3 weeks after that. You're going to start to see the impact globally on your brand, and especially in the West. But again, whether they care or not, that's up to them. The company beat Wall Street's expectations for its quarterly earnings, and the stock closed up over 3% on Thursday. This was one can, one influencer, one post, and not a campaign, Ducaris said, a point he reiterated twice on the call. He added that the beer can was not made for production or sale to the general public, and the promotion with Mulvaney was one post rather than a formal campaign or advertising. Here's my biggest problem with this, okay? I want to make it very clear, don't trust these fucking CEOs, because I guarantee you guys, if this was well received, if this was not something that was receiving backlash, if everybody was like, hell yeah, Slay Queen, we're gonna drink some Bud Light because you put a fucking gay male in a wig on the can. We love this. Let's rock out with our cocks out. If they were saying this, I guarantee you it would not have been one post. It would not have been one influencer, one can. It would have been multiple cans. It would have been multiple posts, and it damn sure as well would have been a campaign. The only reason why they're trying to say it's not a campaign is because the backlash is so strong on this particular post, so they're not even going to want to explore it any further. It says the apparent backlash from some conservatives, which included a call to boycott Bud Light, was swift. On April 1st, transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who has more than 12 million followers across TikTok and Instagram, posted a video on Instagram featuring a custom beer can featuring his face that Bud Light's marketing team sent him. Now, here's the funny thing. I love the fact that it happened on April 1st. I mean, that is some of the best. That's a good April Fool's joke, honestly. And the funny thing is, when I saw this, I really thought it was an April Fool's joke. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that Dylan Mulvaney was literally just trolling people. I mean, I know he trolls people professionally for a living, but again, I really thought it was a troll. I saw it come out on April 1st, so I'm thinking to myself, I need to see more because I don't really know if this is real or not. And apparently, it was very real. So the backlash was very swift, like the article says, and it was hilarious to see it all go down. It says previously, the Wall Street Journal reported that Bud Light sales dropped by 17% by mid-April, per data created by Bump Williams Consulting and analyzed by Nielsen. Anheuser-Busch's wholesale distributors have also dealt with some of the fallout and confusion from buyers who believe Bud Light was selling the cans featuring Mulvaney, according to the journal. By April 22nd, Bud Light sales in U.S. stores dropped 21% compared to the previous year, per the sales data analysis reported by On the Journal. Anheuser-Busch and Dylan Mulvaney did not immediately respond to insiders' request for comment ahead of publication. To alleviate the impacts of the promotion on the brand and its sellers, Ducaris said on the earnings call that the company is providing financial support to the brand's wholesalers. Ducaris said the company has also tripled its summer budget for the Bud Light brand in the U.S. Bud Light has also reportedly offered a free case of beer to every employee of its wholesale distributor. I think that's so funny because now you're literally forced to give your beer for free. Like you have fallen so hard that now you have to bribe people and give them a free case of beer in order for them to even drink your beer in the first place because your beer is getting left on the shelves. It is hilarious, man. All you had to do was sell beer. That's all you had to do. Why are you... I went on a rant in my last video about the marketing teams that these fucking organizations hire. And I have to go on the same rant. Why do you hire these people? They're professional money losers. That's it. That's all they do. They fail upward. They get paid all this money. I don't know how much money they get paid, but they get paid an ungodly amount of money just to lose companies' money. It's the weirdest position. Give me that position. I will gladly lose all that money for you if you pay me money in return. It's the easiest job. All I gotta do is just do something woke, and I guarantee you're gonna lose money 9 times out of 10. Especially when most of your client base, like it was with Bud Light, was not woke people. Was mostly just old white people. They didn't want to see this nonsense. So again, it's just so stupid. Shortly after the backlash, Bud Light Vice President of Marketing Alyssa Heinerscheid and Daniel Blake, the Vice President of Marketing for Anheuser-Busch's mainstream brands, both took leaves of absences, the journal reported. A spokesperson confirmed to Insider that Alyssa would be replaced with Todd Allen, the global vice president of Budweiser. Yeah, so another thing too, these leaves of absences, I think they're going to be permanent. Maybe that's just me, maybe that's me being hopeful, but I would almost guarantee at this point that Alyssa is most definitely going to be permanently gone, at least from the marketing side of things. They may move her to another side of the company quietly in the hopes that nobody picks up on it, but I do think that her leave of absence from the VP of marketing is going to be permanent, and Todd Allen is going to be the permanent replacement. I don't think this is going to, because replacing them temporarily is not going to do anything for the company. It's not going to make anybody look at them any differently. It's not going to make them want to go buy a Bud Light or whatever the case may be just because they got rid of her. No, the company overall has not apologized, nor have they disavowed Dylan Mulvaney publicly. They've only done it on the earnings call. So again, they're in a lose-lose situation that they put themselves in, and we're here for it. And I'm just going to keep reporting on all the nonsense, and trust me, there is plenty to report on Bud Light. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.